Morning, Gogglefrogs, and how are you today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day on this, what can only be termed a little bit of a drizzly morning. But I love the rain. I love storms. So I know everybody else thinks it's drizzly, but I think it's absolutely lovely. So, but I know I'm a bit odd with my taste in weather. Hopefully you're having a lovely, lovely day. I'm so glad that Robert's getting a lift to and from work in this rain today. So that's really good. But I do know that Deborah is in the camper van somewhere up north in a field, and for me there is nothing better in the world than being in a camper van or a caravan when it's raining and you can just hear the rain. And look at Robert's face, like Robert likes 150 degrees heat abroad with a little private pool. For me, sit me in a little field in a caravan, as long as I can make a cup of tea with me knitting. Absolutely. So whatever your taste, you know what? The one thing that we can do is knit, can't we? So this is Gogglefrogs. I'm Angela, and this is our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Robert. And we're going to be here for the next hour. So we've got a huge welcome. If this is your first time with us, say hello. And let us know where you're watching from. There's a chat box on the right hand side, and we will read that chat box out, because if you're watching us on replay, hello replay, and we know a lot of people watch replay, you can't see the chat box, so that's why we read it out. And also if you're watching us on YouTube, in whatever century, decade, you name it, hello from Gogglefrogs to you. We've also got a lovely Facebook page, which is Gogglefrogs Craft and Natter, and a couple of questions just to join that, and then we will be showing some of the things that's in that group. And I must admit, I hope to sit down, take a quick picture of my finished article and also my work in progress, and then my piece of toast flipped upside down. I got jam also all over my laptop, so that's why that didn't happen. So anyway, we're going to be with you for the next hour. Robert is doing frogging, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
So the new Gogglefrogs craze is Robert frogging my cardigans. So this is the second cardigan that he is frogging, and this one's really complicated as well, because I didn't knit this one. I actually claimed that I'd knit it to my husband, because that meant he thought I'd use some of my stash, but it was actually somebody else. It was too big for them, so I put them the wool back, and I thought it's lovely, but it was actually so much bigger for me. And Robert loves the colour, so that's it. What goes around comes around, doesn't it? So hopefully the rules are, I hope that you have got a cup of tea. Sorry, mine's not in my branded cup. Neither of us. What's that? Is that an Olaf?
That's an Olaf.
Can you see? I don't do musicals. I don't do Disney. I don't do anything, but I know that's an Olaf.
He's so
that is
cute.
beautiful.
I have a Cheshire cat as well.
Oh, how lovely. I was just checking, the lipstick did go on, thankfully. And I hope that you've got some knitting. Now, where on earth is my knitting here? So I have to say it's slow progress, but it is progress. So we've changed colours again.
Yay!
So, yay! So, and hopefully I've only got a little bit left of this, and then we'll be going to more of a camel colour. So I am really loving it. I love the design, and you can see just how much that is going to expand. It's only going to be a little bag, I think, a little petite bag, but you know what they do? They really do stretch long ways once you. So it's a little market shopping bag. Not quite got the macrame yet, but
I think what you need to decide is what colour you want the strap.
Yeah,
because the strap
because
will be cream if you carry on going. Whereas if you want a brownie coloured strap, you're probably going to need to cut and join somewhere.
I'll do the white one, it's fine. I want to try and do one ball. So whatever happens, I just need to know how much I need for the straps. So we'll see. But it's really lovely. Never worked with anything like this again. I have to say it's working quite well on the. And whilst I don't like these, do they? The Knit Pros normally, but these are Knit Pro Cubics. So Georgia bought me these. Yeah, and I find that the points on them is actually really good. They're not too pointed, and the cubes work quite good in my fingers. So I don't know. We're all different, aren't we? We all love different types of needles. So that's what I'm working on with my cup of tea, and hopefully I'll get a little bit done. So Robert's going to be froggy, so you'll see the top of his head. And shall we say some hellos?
Yes, let's.
Fab. Okay. Wow. Bumper Saturday. So
Oh, yeah.
it is, sorry. We never quite know. So yeah, and I think that's weather dependent, isn't it? So it's, you know, it's a little bit drizzly out there, but hey, it's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you. So Viv, welcome and lovely to see you.
Hi.
Hello,
Hope you're okay. We
Tricia.
haven't seen you for a while.
Huh?
I was saying, I hope Viv's okay. We haven't seen her for a while.
Yeah, hope you're okay. Yeah, lovely to see you. And hello, Tricia. And a big, 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 big warm welcome to Sue. So, hello, lovely of you to join us, get to know us, ask us any questions you want, and lovely, lovely, lovely of you joining us as well. And hello, Marion, how are you? Sitting on that side, not this side today. And I must admit, I've been loving seeing the cardigans and how quickly things get finished. Hello, Linda, with a Y. Lovely to see you today.
Morning.
And hello, Louise. Lovely to see you. And get ready with both hands. Hello, Linda. And hello, Linda.
Hello.
Linda E, Linda P. Hopefully you're both well. And hello, Judy. How are you? Is that a cat?
Yes.
Oh,
What?
there's a cat trying to get in.
No, there's a cat wanting to know where we are.
Oh, is it Tofi?
Yeah.
Hello, Tofi. Yeah, inquisitive cat. Like, what's going on? So hello to Linda and Linda.
Hi.
Lovely to see both of you. And hello, Judy. Lovely to see you today. And hello, Janice. Is London the same as here? Lovely and drizzly. I love lovely and drizzly. I know I keep talking about it, but I will sit there with the back doors open, heating on in the house, put my chair in front of that open door, and the cat will look at me as if to say, "What are you doing?" So lovely. And hello, Helen. How are you today?
Hi, Helen. Which
Hope
Helen
you're
is
well.
it?
Huh?
Which Helen is it?
Helen
Helen G or
Nolte.
Helen B?
Helen Nolte.
Hey.
Hello. And hello to Grace. How are you? Lovely of you to join us. A lovely Saturday again, isn't it? And hello, Georgie. Yes. Messaging till late last night, and I'm glad you're all well. So that's lovely. And hello, Deborah. Deborah's made it in the camper van, and is it all nice and rainy and on the roof and stuff like that? So I hope that you're having a lovely time with your nice cuppa. Hello, Dawn. Have you been out and done the dog walking today? How's Maisie been? Hopefully she's been well.
She has posted
And hello.
something in the chat.
What?
She has posted something in the chat about Maisie.
Oh, right. Okay. We'll have a look at that soon. And then hello, Brigitte. How are you doing? Hopefully you and Rod are doing well. Lovely to see you.
Morning.
Hello, Anne. Lovely to see you.
Hi, Anne.
Yeah, been a little while since we've seen you, so it's lovely of you to join us. And then hello, New York. Hello, Amber.
Hi,
And
Amber.
how is Princess Curtain Crusher as well? Splodge says hello. And Tofi's come to say hello. And yeah, there's lots of four-legged animals around. Yeah, Splodge was there this morning, wanted to go out, wanted to eat. It was raining, so she wanted to come back in. And then I've been wondering who's eating Splodge's food. It's the starlings. So, never mind. I'm now feeding the starlings in the area, and somebody else has joined. I'm not too sure who, so sorry about that. But I know other people will join. But warm welcome on a Saturday. And I've got no. Don't try and send me a message, Robert, because I've got no battery. Oh, just found a charger. I'm fine.
Good
Busy
morning,
morning.
Sue. It's Sue that's joined.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
Right, I'll
Right.
go through chat while you're sorting yourself out. So Judy says, morning, everybody. Deborah says, morning from a very rainy Cumbria. Linda says, morning all. It's absolutely chucking it down here. Viv says, morning on this wet day. Brigitte says, morning peeps, 231.
231, can you believe it?
Grace says, good morning. Dawn says, good morning. Maisie is definitely not happy with the weather. It's spoiled a morning walk and she's gone back to her bed.
Oh, no.
Trisha says, morning, I can hear Noah building his ark. Linda says, morning, everybody from wet Newcastle upon Tyne. Linda says,
Wow.
good morning, all. Louise says, good morning, everybody. Good knitting day with the rain. Deborah says, you're absolutely right, Angela. It's very cozy. It's been, I have some lovely new wool as I went to Black Sheep Walls yesterday after my appointment at the Liverpool Hospital. We'll post a pic of my wool later. Georgie says morning. Sue says morning. Linda says working on her temperature blanket today. Well, we can guess what colour it's going to be today then. Blue by any chance? Or grey because of the sky? Amber says morning. Marion says morning. Amber says good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Marion says she's been trying to sort out a new project. Helen says she's trying to join from her phone but can only see the chat. If it doesn't work, hello everybody and have a good session. Swipe left and then you'll be able to see us. Anne says morning, everyone. Deborah says morning and welcome, Sue. Brigitte says at Helen flick to the left. Viv says I'm well, thanks. Seem to have been busy on Saturdays for the past few weeks. That's fine, that's why we're here. You come and go as you please. And then super excited. Sue says glad to join you. I've booked the retreat.
Yes!
Can't wait for it. Helen says thanks, Brigitte. All okay now. I'm going to listen whilst driving. Okay, as long as you're listening while driving and not watching while driving, that's fine.
Oh, right, okay.
Unless you're not driving, in which case do whatever you want. Anne says it's 100% rain here. Marion says and here. Anne says been busy helping daughter with baby. Oh, bless.
And how is baby doing? And how is daughter, mum,
yes,
and baby doing? So hopefully they're doing so well. Bless.
Amber says Princess Curtain Kosher says hello to all. Georgie says, oh, Angela, your shawl is beautiful.
It's done, it's not blocked, and I haven't even cut the ends off yet, but I suddenly thought, do you know what, I haven't shown it, so that's what I wanted to do. You know me with my shawls, I just like, well, this is a scarf for me, so I make them a lot longer at one side than the other, and that's so that when I put it over, it can actually stay. I say stay. The reason why it's not staying is because there's a big hunk of wool on the end. And this is in that yak. So I just like wearing them like that. It happened like that from one of them. And I always think it's great because you can then put like a lovely pin on there. So yeah, and that's it done. It's finished. And yeah, so all of my lightweight scarves are like that at one end, and then they go like that at the other end, just so that they will sit on the shoulder properly. It's just a quirk of mine.
That's called Holy Moly, and there are 2 skeins left, and you get free pattern as well, don't you?
Yeah, when I've actually written it up.
Yeah.
And double checked and double checked and double checked. So
Amber says wet, rainy, and cold here too. Oh dear. Must be coming straight across the northern hemisphere.
yes.
Linda says Atsu fantastic, and Linda says I thought the retreat was cancelled. The exhibition is cancelled. The retreat was moved to next year. The retreat is the thing that's 3 nights and 4 days, and the exhibition was 2 nights, and we had to cancel the exhibition.
Yeah, and just for the retreat, it's Stamford, and it's a lovely old hotel that this group are running. And they've been running it for the last 10 years. I believe the stately home locally actually owns the building, and any money that they make, they have been upgrading that building over the last 10 years. So it's actually about restoring an old building. So certain times of the year they have their, it's a sports team from all around the world who sort of live there. So rather than paying for all of these international students to have hotel rooms, they have that, and then the rest of the time it's opened up for groups, big families, etc. So yeah, the retreat is still going ahead, which is fabulous. Although we will have to restart, replan, see what we can do, but there'll be workshops, there will be food. It is a bring your own booze. So rather than having a bar, we thought it would be nice because there's all these big fridges and things like that. And we've never actually been there yet, but it looks beautiful. Pictures, and there are just a few spaces left. So yeah, but it should be lovely. And we just hope that June next year, there's a lovely big garden. We're right next to, is it about 5 minutes walk to the stately home? 5-10 minutes, no more than 10-minute walk to the stately home. So we're going to have a private tour of the stately home, I believe, as well. So just nice things to do, and lots of time to just sit back. I'm somebody who doesn't wear shoes inside the house, and I don't wear them outside the house all the time either. So I will be barefoot the whole time, and it's just nice to not worry about cooking, not worry about anything else, and just have a few days to dedicate to yourself. And it's all about your own mindfulness wall, and just get to know people so much better. So it's lovely, isn't it? Who was I talking to yesterday? And it was about actually it was sorry it was somebody that I'm working with to help them with their business, and she was saying that she's been struggling to find new clients for her business, but recently she's been going out and doing dog walking, and as soon as she starts chatting about her business, people are really interested in. And I said, it's because people know you because you're a dog owner. They like you because you're a dog owner, and they trust you because you're a dog owner, just like they are. And it's just like when as soon as you realize somebody else is a knitter or a crochet, you've just got this amazing thing in common, haven't you? So it's just, we like each other, and it's lovely. So so I was having this conversation yesterday. I said, it's like when you go somewhere, if you're at a party and you're thinking, oh, this is a bit of a boring party. Not that we've been to many in the last year, and suddenly someone says that they do knitting or crochet. It's just like, I've got someone I could talk to. So,
Amber says, congratulations on the new grandbaby. It's Mother's Day this weekend here. Anne says the new parents are doing shifts around son-in-law's work. He has special needs, but is lovely and cute. Brigitte says, Amber is in Germany too. I miss stitching a card for my Mutti. Brigitte, I have to say, I do think of you every time I have to go anywhere near the tin tomatoes, because the Mutti tin tomatoes just stand out amongst all of them. I do think of you and what you call your mum. And Deborah says, yes, can't wait for the retreat next year. Was just thinking the other day we would have been going next month, but for COVID. It will be lovely. Yes, it will be. And says, Anne, it's lovely you're able to help with the baby.
It is. I'm so glad that we did make the decision to say, do you know what? No, next year we're not going to try and do it, because knitting, I know every time I've been to the normal one that Robert has organised, and Brigitte used to organise as well, was Sheringham. And every time I've gone to Sheringham, I've taken a project that I've been struggling with, and one of them was I couldn't understand how to do an I-cord bind off. And I remember taking that, and Lindy researched it and gave me 2 different ways to do an I-cord bind off. So I came away and could finish that. And then I didn't quite know how to finish this Noro blanket. It's still not finished, but may I add. But I said, I don't know how to join all these weird little triangles. And Robert said, well, you crochet them together. And I didn't quite know how to do that. So again, we get so close to each other, don't we, in knitting and crafting, to show each other. So I'm so glad it's next year now, because we wouldn't have been able to do that. We'd have been on tender hooks all the time. And not everybody has had their injections, have they? So we'd have liked to have gone, but next year will be better. So I'm sure we can just do normal things next year.
Let's hope so. Right,
well,
should we have today's music?
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
I can't remember either. Wow, honestly, my short-term memory at the moment is terrible. Right, pop yourself on mute and we'll play today's music without any introduction. I hope you enjoyed that.
Was that the sweet?
It was, yeah.
It was, yeah. Yeah, very good. It's one of those that it is played an awful lot, isn't it? Is it more around Christmas time or something like that? I don't know. But
no, I've got no idea either.
You what?
I've got no idea either.
No, you do hear it a lot though, don't you? Like some of them you think, oh my god, I've not heard this in years and years and years, but that's quite a popular one. So yeah, really good. So hopefully you enjoyed that and remember those outfits. Actually, Robert will not remember those outfits because he's too young for that, but I do remember when I was little, and
too young.
It was just weird, wasn't it, when you used to see people walking down the street, and men had really long hair, and they had tiny little waists about this big, and they had tiny little backsides as well, and then they just had these huge great wide leggings, like jeans, and these platform boot type things. It was just bizarre. Absolutely, I always thought it was really bizarre, and they were really small little brown t-shirts, and you'd have something like a brown t-shirt edged with like orange. So the colours were just so bizarre. And then when they got on top of the pops, it was all they were covered in Bako foil. It was all this foil. So for somebody who was little, I just found it really bizarre. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on like the fashions around then. But do you know what I absolutely loved? I loved the fact that every time you went to a birthday party or you went out, you wore a long dress. And I remember just going shopping for the long dresses, and they were very like gypsy style as well. So I loved all of that part of the 70s. So I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, that was my recollection. So let's have a look. Deborah said, "Oh, that's lovely." Brigitte, "Oh, that's lovely," and that was before. Brigitte says the band member have better hair than most of the girls on the dance floor. Yeah, they did. Really long hair. How did they do that? Louise knew it right from the first chord. A real classic. It is, isn't it? You just know it as soon as that name that tune in one.
I used to be really good at doing that.
Yeah, like weird. And then Brigitte says, sorry, Marion says Brigitte was just thinking that. Brigitte says, Marion, funny how I remember that, but can't remember what happened yesterday. Yes, or 5 minutes ago. This happens so often. Georgie says, love that. Who were they? That was Georgie. So that was the sweet. Sorry, something just ka-chinged on my phone as well. Brigitte says, Louise, sorry, I sent my reply to your remark to Marion. Don't worry. Linda P says spray on trousers. They were, weren't they? The trousers were just so long and nothing had stretch in it in those days.
I'm like sorry. Spray on trousers.
Yeah, that's what we called them. Spray on trousers. They were so
not
tight.
Literally.
No. No, they weren't literally spray on trousers, but they looked like spray on trousers because nothing, Lycra had not been invented. So people used to buy jeans, and I don't know how they got in them. And then as we got later into the 70s or 80s, and the really tight trousers came out, like the whole grease, etc. Those trousers, you used to buy a size, but then like to fit you, but then you used to sit in the bath with the jeans on and then let them dry, so they dried to you, because that was the only way to get them properly tight, wasn't it? Marion says Laura Ashley. I'm not sure about Laura Ashley. It will come to me though. Trisha says, sorry, got to go, see you soon. See you later, Trisha. Marion says, I used to go to London to buy my clothes from Laura Ashley. And Bieber. Oh my word, I love Bieber. And it's so, I got 2 scarves and they'd brought back the Bieber brand yet again, and they were being sold in House of Fraser. And it's just a shame that Bieber was all about really great fashion design at an affordable price, and unfortunately that it's been bought several times, reinvented, and every time it goes under. But I love Bieber. I love it. So I'm just glad I've got 2. They're not originals because they're from 2 years ago, but at least got 2 scarves now. Linda says, off to meditation. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Enjoy your meditation. Linda says,
I could do with some of that right now.
Yeah. Linda P says, so tight, Robert, at the top and 26-inch flares at the bottom. They were just, do you know what? Yeah, you used to go into a shop, didn't you? And you used to buy them, but like now you go in and buy based on the waist size. Whereas then, I'm sure you looked at the waist size, but it was the size of flare at the bottom. So whether it was 26-inch, 28-inch, I think they did 30 and 32-inch, I don't know, but they were huge. Marion says, Viv, remember having a Bieber purple jersey dress, matching suede shoes and tights? Oh, of course, you had to have the tights to match, didn't you? Purple, green, blue, whatever. Linda says, Angela, I had to lie down on the bed or the floor to get them on. Yes, Laura Ashley dresses. And the other thing that you used to have to do, Linda, if you couldn't quite pull the zip up, what you used to do was get a wooden clothes hanger, and you used to put the hook that goes over the thing in the zip and actually get it up that way. Honestly, we did everything, didn't they? Unbelievable. Marion says tight trousers were very tight, they really were. And Janice says Monsoon used to do the floaty gypsy style dresses they did. I just love all those. When they're real statement parts of it, doesn't matter what year it's from, those real statement pieces. So sorry, I've got to change that because it is so warm. It's rather warm in here. Right, okay, let me go back to my knitting. How's your frogging going, Robert?
Well, yeah. I was working on 2 separate threads, and I've come to a side where it's been stitched up, and the stitch up has gone through both threads. So I've stopped that because I don't want to keep cutting. So I thought, right, I'll try and find a side seam that I can just pull it away from, and I've just had to cut to make sure that I can get a side seam.
Let me know when you need it on the fire.
It's not going on the fire.
I know.
I'm determined.
Oh.
I should have taken a before pick, but I didn't. But I can show you this is a during pick. It's currently in kind of 3 sections at the moment.
It's a beautiful cardigan. It was just the wrong shape for me, and so I thought that the best thing is just to reknit it. So
I should have given it to my mum, shouldn't I? And said, "There you go, Mum. I made that for you."
Oh dear, yeah. So funny. Marion says trousers were the modern take on Oxford bags from the 1930s, which did eventful go up to 40 inches. Oh my word. Louise says, I've bought those dresses in vintage shops recently. Still think they look lovely. So do I. I really do. And Sue says, where is all the unlocked yarn going? What's happening to all of that yarn once you've frogged it all?
Probably a blanket.
So I had about, I just can't deal with those, the Aran bonus big balls of yarn. And I had half of one left and I thought it's just got to go. Robert said he wanted it. And I also had this cardigan that I just can't wear. And I think it's just like buying something and having it in your wardrobe that doesn't fit properly. You just never wear it, so it may as well go to somebody else, although we do hang on to these things, don't we? So I was very industrious, and it's just like, there you go, Robert. And didn't realise, but they did match perfectly. So as well as having a good half ball, there's 2 balls in that cardigan as well. So there's probably 2.5 balls, so that should be enough for a cardigan, and it is a lovely purpley colour. Sorry, it's more of a dampened down fuchsia, so it's not bright fuchsia, but it's a lovely colour. I just don't enjoy knitting with it, so sorry. I've got another half finished cardigan. It's a lovely style, but again, it's that bonus ball, and I don't know what it is about them. Everybody else I know loves them, and I don't, because it always starts to knot up. Like, part of it will just fall off that big ball as I get part way through, and I get so frustrated with it that then I think I just can't be bothered. So that's why I prefer the smaller balls. So I'm being very careful with this one, although it's really tightly woven, so I don't think anything's going to happen with that one, thankfully. I've been chatting so much, do you know what? I think I'm going to struggle to get another change done on the show. So we're on the 3rd colour now. I just really like these. The colours are lovely, really lovely.
So Sue's saying she meant all the unpicked stuff. So what I do, Sue, is when I get end to end, I then wind it. But the 2 loose ends that I've got at the moment are just gathered here, really, in the garment. There we go. So that's all I have in the garment, and the rest of it is wound in a bag.
Oh, yeah, and my because I had a cardigan. What was the cardigan I knitted at the beginning of lockdown? It was out of jewel spun. Beautiful, but again, it was too big on the shoulders. I'd just never wear it. I have seen a beautiful jewel spun blanket pattern somewhere, but I also thought with the colours it would work in any Noro pattern as well. So I'm going to have a look, and it came back in a carrier bag, and I'm not joking. It is all beautifully wound into lovely cakes just like this. And do you know what, that you would not think it was the same yarn as when you get a ball of jewel spun. It just looks so different, but that's what we always think with the skeins. You know, we have these beautiful skeins like these colours, but then you put it into a skein, you will see colours that you've never seen before. So yeah, the jewel spun looks so different, but it is in the back of my car. I need to clear up the space. That's why it's in the back of the car. So I know exactly what I'm picking up and moving. So there's enough space to put that in my tea chest, because I can't get into the garage at the moment because the cement mixer's in front of it. So that's why I can't take things in there. So yeah, it's in a safe space, but it just came back, and all it means is that we get 2 or 3 times the value out of any yarn that we buy, because we've done it once and you just think, oh, you know, that didn't quite work. And rather than it sitting there, we can just love knitting with it again. I mean, it's different if you don't like knitting with a certain yarn. Let's face it, just give it away, because if you don't like knitting with it, you probably won't like wearing it either. But if it was lovely to knit with, and that jewel spun was lovely, really nice, and the colours are beautiful. They are all based on new Norwegian sunsets, aren't they? I'm sure that they are. So it was a lovely yarn to knit with. I always do the hand test because my hands get really, really dry with certain wools or certain acrylics. This is fabulous because it's all cotton, and I had no issues whatsoever with jewel spun as well. So that's really good. So, but I love the colours. So that, I think that's going to be a blanket. I don't think it's going to be another cardigan, but we'll see. Who knows what I could do with that? I've still got my Noro lap blanket to finish. I've got Robert's secret one from last year left to finish. I actually looked the other day. I'm surprised at how much has been finished on this secret project, but whatever happens, it's not going to get finished in time. So I think it's going to be ready for next year, Robert. Okay. I do. Do you do this as well? You have an idea that you're going to create somebody a gift, and you don't quite do it this year, and they think, oh, I'll get it done next year, and it doesn't quite happen for next year either. And sometimes we just, I don't know, need the inspiration. But
so Brigitte is going. She's going to the opticians. Bye, Brigitte. I hope it goes okay.
Bye. Enjoy, Brigitte.
And do let me know which one you go to, because Gary needs to go and he's very anxious about it. He doesn't want to go in the current climate because he's worried that he won't be allowed to just pick up and put on as many frames as he wants to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and his glasses are broken. And yeah, he's been a bit stubborn.
Oh, you see, mine are really good, and they do. Mine are really good, and they do let you try on as many as you want, and they just wipe them down afterwards. So, and you can see them. They take them. I wasn't even buying. It's just that they had a new range in, so I had to try probably 50% of the new range on. No issues whatsoever. But when you go in and try on. And there's probably only you and possibly one or two others in the shop. I know when we were there was just us in, me and my husband at the time, like two different appointments. But
and I think that would be fine in an independent. But I think some of the chains might be a bit more, more people in, and be a bit less safety conscious.
Yeah, mine's an independent. So, but the other thing as well, they're in Northwood as well, so it is an hour's drive to get there. So that's why, unless you've got a really, really complex prescription that I have, because nobody else can even get the contact lenses that I wear. It's just, they can't even do the eye test for my eyes, so that's why I have to go to a specialist one. But they're really good. But I do believe the ones locally are really good, so fingers crossed, hopefully they'll be really good. Viv says Specsavers let you try on as many as you want, and then they clean them before they put them back out. Brian Clark Winslow, you can gel your hands and they help you. And Brigitte says, yeah, she's going to Specsavers now. Bye. And Louise says, Robert, I understand that I'm well overdue an eye appointment, but I've left it until a couple of weeks after my second jab. Yeah, it's the fact that we don't go out as much. Whereas before, it's just, I've got, huh?
Gary never goes out. Unless he's got to come and pick me up.
We are all being more cautious, aren't we? I mean, I know I do a lot of driving. Because my dad is 160 miles away, so I have to drive there. And legally, it's yes to go and visit somebody like my dad. So, people in care homes. But even though I do that, I go to the drive-through Starbucks, so I don't have to walk into a service station. So I think that's better. And then fish and chips. So I ordered them off the app. Then you walk straight to the front of the queue because you've ordered it online. They give you them, and then we sit in the car and eat them. So I don't actually see that many people, even though I do a lot of driving. But I consciously thought, you know, they can't manage people as well wandering in and out of service stations. So I just try and avoid them. So yeah. Okay. Oh, Brigitte says, no, not Specsavers, Brian Clark at Winslow. So Brigitte is going to Brian Clark at Winslow. I've never heard of that one. So that's good. Right, I think I've done.
We have a mutual friend that goes there as well.
Oh.
And she says they're very good.
Oh, right. Fab. Is Winslow far?
No. You go through Wing, and it's on the way to, you usually drive through Winslow to get to Bicester Village. If you follow the sat nav.
Yeah, so it's not close, is it?
It's not that far. It's probably about 30 minutes, if that.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. That's okay. Right. Yay. Right, I'm on this next. Do you know what? This is such a simple pattern, but sometimes the simple patterns are the ones that fox you, aren't they? Because you can just go flying past your little stitch marker and forget that you've just done this is so simple. All it is a row of knit and then yarn over, knit two together, and you get that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful look. So it's really, really nice. So we'll see what it's like when it's got vegetables in. But really, really simple pattern. And I do not want to frog this because it's so thick.
That's going to be a nice frog.
Yeah, really simple, because you know you're not going to drop a stitch or anything like that, but just the fact that it's such a heavier fabric, yeah. So never mind, we're well on the way with this now.
However, it is stock, so do not put it on the fire.
Oh no, I wouldn't. No. And by putting things on the fire, can I please clarify this? If I get a knot, Robert will sit there and he will unpick it. If I suddenly get a knot, and this is what happens when I have those bonus balls, because they, you know, part of it will fall off and then it gets all knotted. So my way now is to always have a carry bag from somewhere and put any ball in there, because then it keeps in really good shape. So what I'll do is I'll just cut that knot, cut either side, and throw it on the fire. Whereas Robert will unpick it all, so I can lose a little bit of wool through knots, and that happens every so often. Yeah, but if Robert's around, all you will see is him grab my knitting off me and demand that he unpicks the knot rather than me just cutting it and throwing it away. So yeah. Anyway, Dawn says she's off to Boots Opticians on Friday. Her eyes have deteriorated over lockdown with looking at screens for work. Then social stuff has more screens too. Also have a haircut booked on Thursday, first one for over a year. Oh my word. Isn't it so weird? We've just got used to seeing people as they are with longer hair, because we do bump into people every so often, don't we? And then when you get your hair cut, you realise you go back to normal. Yeah, so enjoy your haircut. Well deserved after all this time.
I have a piece. I have a detached piece.
Yay! Wow. Fabulous.
That's no mean feat, that is.
Oh.
Now all I've got to do is try and find another bit to unpick.
This is the difference in different people's knitting. Like, some of us get it done, and then some of us are just like, oh no, I've caught that little bit of yarn I need to knit through properly. But yeah, You learn a lot about people's knitting by unpicking somebody else's knitting, don't you? It's really good. And Helen said, no, don't. No, Helen says she's just rejoined from home now. Ironically, she's been to Winslow this morning to collect her glasses. What's happening with glasses?
That's a small world. That is a small world.
And what I think is really ironic is the number of people who are now travelling half an hour to this amazing opticians who's got such an amazing reputation that people are travelling from far and wide to go there. So that's really good. Georgie says she's booked in Alders on Wednesday. Do you know what? I looked in their window and I am rather intrigued with a lot of their frames. They have some beautiful frames in there. Absolutely loving the look of theirs. Linda says, Linda P says, have a wonderful weekend all. I've got to get the canoe out and go to Aldi. Love that. Yeah, I looked in the fridge and thought, do you know what, we can cope. But yesterday I took my mum to Radlett to go to this shop where normally she can buy clothes.
Friday, wasn't it? Jewish
yeah
birthday.
Yeah. And Robert, I've got you some of your little bagels, so I'll drop them off. The multicolored rainbow ones.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. Yeah, so we got some yesterday. So yesterday, all the way home, all I wanted was just to sit down and have my bagels and cream cheese. And I didn't until 10 minutes after I walked through the door. So, but it was delicious, really, really good. I've just realised Facebook.
Oh, I've got it open with me. You carry on.
Oh, have you? All right, okay. Okay. Back.
Let me just put my pin somewhere safe.
And Linda says, hurrah, what a good friend you are, Robert. Very good friend, amazing friend.
I hate people wasting more. Right. Here we go. So, Linda, my big work in progress up to mid-April, so going to have to catch up a week. Here we go. There's the temperature blanket.
That's lovely.
That is very
nice. Look at the colours.
Yeah. And I love how the blues are going to go going into greens, and now she's going to have to go back to blue. But I think it'll just be one line of blue today, because tomorrow there's no rain, but then there's rain for a week.
Do you know what is really interesting? If you did a temperature blanket every year, see how different they are, because for the ones that were done last year, we had such a
beautiful weather, didn't we?
It was fabulous. So they would have been mainly warm colours, reds and things like that, or whatever you were celebrating for lovely weather, greens. Whereas this year it's going to be totally different. So,
Deborah says, ready for Gogglefrogs from the camper van. Yay!
Yay! Oh, look at that. And Gogglefrogs, the Gogglefrogs mug's going on tour as well. Love that.
And then this was before the rain last night, she says. Oh, wow.
That's beautiful. Just look. Oh.
And then she says, morning from very rainy Cumbria. We are away for the first time this year, so may or may not join depending on the weather and whether we brave the rain. Have a lovely day, everyone. Well, you did brave the rain. You did join us, so thank you. Marion says she's finished her shawl and is blocking it.
Lovely, isn't it?
So wow, that's really, really nice. Love that.
And the yarn is from abroad, isn't it? I can't remember. Yeah, was it from
Latvia?
Was it Latvia? Yeah, I thought Latvia. I think it is. Correct us if we're wrong, but beautiful colours. And I think those are really unusual colourways that we wouldn't normally see.
No.
Lovely, lovely.
So you posted morning Gogglefroggers. It's shot off Saturday. What are you loving, finished or not? Can't wait to see. I think that means what you're doing, finished or not. And then Helen posted this. This is so funny. It's from Malta, and the translation is, I asked for freshly squeezed orange juice. So what does the husband do? Mops it up and squeezes it back into the jar. Now she's got freshly squeezed orange juice. Brilliant. Brilliant.
My mouth is still wide open. I think I'd cry if someone did that to me.
We saw that on Wednesday. We've seen this before. That's Wendy's Gold. Did we see this?
I don't. I'm not sure.
Well,
Show
I'm
it
going to
again.
show it again. It's beautiful. Look at this lovely cardigan, and it's steeked. It's just wow.
I've still never steeped anything in my life. I will do eventually, but that is beautiful. And Jackie is saying that she's wearing that all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. You know that scarf?
Oh. Yeah.
I managed to get it off the errors before Gary saw it, and it was dry. You'll never guess where I've hidden it. Somewhere he will never find it.
Your stash?
Right in the depths of my stash.
And if anyone wasn't on the other day, when I popped round to Robert's, all of a sudden, as we were walking out, his mouth just went, oh, and it was this beautiful scarf that he'd sourced. Got the very last one off, and somehow the blooming thing ended up in the washing machine, and it's half the size, isn't it? It's like felted. I did that with a Pringle jumper when I was young. It was beautiful. It was a lemon colour. It was, Pringle were the thing to wear. I'd wanted this forever, and then I had this thing that was probably 4 sizes too small for me. And it was just, I tried to wear it. I really did, but there's nothing you can do with something that's belted, is there?
Right, Dawn says she's looking forward to doing this little camphor kit. Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely. I love the rainbow. That's going to be beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Then she says, slow progress this week on knitting. Sometimes work life are getting in the way. I love how the colours in this pen wife fan shawl are working out.
It is lovely.
It reminds me of the, because of the kind of almost purple effect, it reminds me of the heathers on the hills and the moors as you go up on the train through the, up to Scotland. Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, and actually, that's what it's meant to be. I didn't know that. Sorry.
They got the colouring right, didn't they? Because that's what inspired you to do. Inspired you to think of. But it is stunning.
Then she posted Free Pattern Friday, a pirate poncho. So thank you for that.
That was so weird because when we were young, when I was young, they were everywhere, weren't they? Like the Jolly Rogers and the pirate flags, and the little dressing up outfits, etc. But I thought it was really nice when you actually look at that poncho. It's black and it's all edged in white. It looks lovely. It is really, really lovely.
I think we're kind of caught up now. Yep.
Yeah.
If I've missed anything, do give me a shout, but we might have to wait till Monday now.
That's fine. That's fine. We will do. And Marion said, I said Latvia, but I'm thinking about it. It might have been Estonia. It's come from ear, somewhere with ear at the end. So that's lovely. And Amber's saying thank you for a wonderful start to the weekend.
Oh, you're
See you on Monday. Knitting on and keep warm and dry, everyone. Yes. And to you too as well, all the way over there in New York. Fabulous. Right, I've got to there. I've nearly done 2 rows. Not quite done 2 rows, but nearly done 2 rows. So I will do some more this afternoon, which will be fab. But let me have a look at this. It's a really, really lovely pattern to do. So easy. And it was free, wasn't it, on their website? So I was just looking for a free 1 ball. Yeah. So it is quite nice. So we'll be able to use this eventually. Yeah, I've just realised I am actually quite liking just a long scarf for once. I always wrap them round, but they're always too warm, aren't they? Like when you're in a smallish room with heating on, they can be really, really warm. But I am actually quite liking this. I keep seeing myself in the camera thinking, why don't you just wear your scarves hanging like this? So yeah, I might do that more often now. So Helen says goodbye, everyone. Lovely to see you. We're almost at time. So Robert, you're popping off to work now, yeah?
I am, yes.
Yeah. Oh, and so Helen says bye, everyone. Dawn says she's going to tackle her utility room, finally getting around to painting and reorganising the shelves. It's like the black hole of Calcutta in there. I know that feeling.
Good luck.
Some of our cupboards, yeah, can be like that. 2, right. That's it. Done 2 rows. So without further ado, we're about ready to go now. So it's been lovely spending our Saturday morning start with you. Hopefully you've got a little bit of knitting done. Hopefully you're not having to frog unless it's intentional frogging like what Robert's doing, to reuse and recycle yarn. And let's face it, that's what always happened in the past, isn't it? Once you've worn something a few times and thought, I'm a bit bored of it now, you just re-knit it because you love the colour or you love the wool and you just wanted to recreate it into something new. So have lots and lots of time knitting, and hopefully by the next time you see me, this will be a lot smaller or gone. Okay, so see you on Monday morning, 10 a.m. GMT.
Yes. And
no, BST.
As well, because I'm on late again on Monday.
Oh wow, because we're on British summertime on Monday. So yeah, have a lovely weekend. See you soon.
Bye.
You take care. Bye.